What if getting legal help was as easy as ordering a pizza? I mean, for centuries, the laws felt kind of walled off, right? Behind dusty books and piles of complicated paperwork. But there's a technological revolution happening right now that's tearing those walls down, and today, we're going to dig into what that means for all of us.
So let's just jump right in with a big, provocative question. Think about the classic law firm. It's been a pillar of society forever, but let's be honest, it's often seen as slow, unbelievably expensive, and just wrapped up in complexity. In a world that moves at the speed of light, you have to ask, is this old model on its way out?
So, if the old way is broken, what's the fix? Well, that brings us to this new idea, the smart law firm. And look, this isn't just about slapping a new coat of paint on an old building. No way. This is about ripping out the old engine and building a brand new one from the ground up.
So, what is a smart law firm, really? Well, simply put, it's a firm that weaves technology into its very DNA. We're talking about putting advanced tech to work. Things like artificial intelligence, the incredible security of blockchain, and the sheer power of data analytics, all to make legal services faster, smarter, and way more affordable for everybody.
Okay, that sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like day to day? Let's pop the hood and really get into the core technologies that make a smart firm tick. This is basically the anatomy of a legal revolution.
First up, legal research. This used to mean lawyers spending days, sometimes weeks, buried in a law library. Not anymore. Now AI tools act like a superbrain, sifting through literally centuries of case law in a matter of seconds. And it's not just about speed. This tech can uncover some obscure argument or precedent that a human might totally miss, and that could be the one thing that wins the entire case.
Next, let's talk about that mountain of paperwork. Document automation is a huge help, handling all the routine contracts and filings. But the real game changer here is locking them down with blockchain. Think of it like a digital notary that can't be tampered with. It creates a permanent, unchangeable record of every single document. That's a massive leap in security, and it frees up lawyers to focus on strategy, not just shuffling paper.
Now, this is where things get really, really cool. We're moving from just organizing the past to actually predicting the future. Predictive analytics crunches the data from thousands of similar cases to forecast the most likely outcome of a current one. It's like giving lawyers a data-driven crystal ball. It helps them build a much stronger strategy and advise their clients on whether it makes more sense to settle a case or take it to trial.
And finally, technology is completely changing the client experience itself. I mean, legal problems don't just happen between 9 to 5, right? With AI chatbots that can give you instant answers to basic questions and virtual meeting rooms for consultations, expert legal help is becoming way more accessible and responsive than it's ever been before. So let's look at a few real-world examples. You've probably heard of Do Not Pay. It's famously called the world's first robot lawyer. It got its start helping people fight parking tickets, but now it can handle a whole range of common legal issues. It's a perfect example of how AI can put real legal power directly into the hands of ordinary people.
And we mentioned Ross earlier. This is a fantastic example of a professional-grade tool. Some of the biggest law firms in the world use it as a kind of AI research assistant. It helps them find that one needle in a haystack argument that can completely turn a case around. So for the client, it means their lawyer's brilliant mind is now supercharged by a powerful AI.
And if you want to see blockchain in action, look at Integral Ledger. It's a platform built specifically for the legal world to secure and verify documents. This makes sure that a contract or a key piece of evidence is absolutely authentic and hasn't been tampered with. And in law, as you can imagine, that is absolutely critical.
All right, so this all sounds pretty amazing. But of course, no revolution comes without a few bumps in the road. And while the promise of legal tech is huge, we have to be realistic and look at both sides of the coin. So let's break down the major benefits versus the very real challenges these smart firms are up against.
On the one hand, the benefits are clear, right? More efficiency almost always means lower costs and better access to justice for everyone. But the challenges, well, they're serious. The initial cost to implement all this tech is huge. More importantly, we're talking about incredibly sensitive client data, so privacy and security are massive risks. And maybe the biggest question of all, if an AI gives bad legal advice, who's to blame? Who's responsible? These are the ethical minefields the industry is trying to navigate as we speak.
So even with all those hurdles, where is this all going? Well, the next wave of legal innovation sounds like it's pulled straight from a sci-fi movie, but believe me, it is a lot closer than you might think. Yeah, this isn't some far-off dream. Some of this stuff is already being tested.
We are talking about AI judges resolving small claims disputes to clear up backlogs, law firms holding client meetings in the metaverse, even lawyers using wearable tech like smart glasses to pull up case notes right in the middle of a trial. The line between the digital and the physical courtroom, it is blurring incredibly fast.
And that really brings us to the most important point in all of this. This isn't about replacing lawyers with robots. Not at all. The real promise of the smart law firm is about blending the best of both worlds, that essential human wisdom and ethical judgment with the incredible speed and power of technology. That combination is what's ultimately going to give us faster, more accurate, and more human-centered justice.
So, the digital gavel has fallen. Technology isn't just knocking at the courthouse door anymore, it's inside running the proceedings. The question for us now isn't if the legal world will change, but how we make sure that in our race for a smarter system, we're also building a more just one. We've really only scratched the surface today. For a deeper look at how this is all unfolding, for more, visit our website, Ferris Solution.